Hello, let's take a look at your MT3 LT3 affirmation. On this very first question, and please note, you copied the problem down wrong. You put a -3 here. The answer you gave for your problem is correct. Obviously, since you did a different problem than the computer gave you, the computer counted it incorrect, but that problem is correct based on what you did. Let's take a look at another question here. A little bit of notation here. I like what you did, negative square root of 48. The only thing is don't put a plus sign here. So what I would like to see, and it really didn't matter how you did this part, but it should be -1 times the square root of 48. And the square root of -1 is I. When you made a factor tree, that's where you made the mistake. 4 times 2 is not 48. 4 times 2 is 8. You're right, 4 does go into 48. It goes in there 12 times. I don't know if you made a careless error and put 2 instead of 12 or what you were thinking. Now, we're still not done here because 4 goes into 12 again, doesn't it? So you get the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. So let's do just the real parts. We have the square root of 4 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. Well, the square root of 4 times the square root of 4, that's 2 times 2 are just plain old 4. And then since we have an I in here, I like to write the whole number then I, and that would have been the correct answer. So the only mistake I see here is you made a careless error when you put 4 times 2. And let's take a look at the last problem here. You did this correct. Now this time you had the notation correct. You had I times the square root of 32 over I times the square root of 16, which is 4I times the square root of 2 over 4I. Now here's the funny thing. You told me the 4's reduce. Well, you're correct. Well, why don't the i's reduce? So the correct answer is the square root of 2. Now, since you showed all your work and I was able to see your thinking, I went back and gave you some partial credit. You do not have to redo this affirmation. Just start on the next lesson.